Hi, I'm Marriage Coach Lynn. Welcome to another episode of Let's Get Personal. Today's question is, my wife spends too much money on clothes and shoes. What can I do to get her to be more careful without hurting her feelings? Great question. Thank you so much. I'm going to assume that this is from someone married less than 10 years or so. When we come to a marriage, we each have our own personal financial framework, what we grew up with, what we think about money, and our spending habits and whatnot. Now, you asked this question. I'm wondering if she could also ask the question. My husband spends too much money on electronics and sports or gaming or whatever. So rather than box someone in a corner or accuse them, sitting down to a conversation where you are strategic, where you take a look at your budget, where the two of you come together and have a conversation about how much money comes into the household, how much goes out, and come to some type of agreement on freedom. I'm really a big proponent of freedom within a marriage. Freedom, of course, not to have a non-monogamous, freedom for your individual self within your commitment. And are you the main earner of the family? Is she a stay-at-home mom? There should never be a power play. Well, I make the money and you're not working. That is no way to have a sustainable, lifelong marriage. That is just not. Or the husband makes more money, the wife makes more money. You can only spend this. You don't want to take away someone's freedom by telling them what they can and can't do. We can guide each other towards better habits. If it is excessive, she will have to come to agree that it is excessive. So you could use your influence or your point of view as to how you see things. Now, maybe she will agree with you when you really take a walk into the closet and say, wow, you wore that dress one time in the last 3 years. You have 3 pair of shoes in boxes that are unopened. What occasion will you be using them for, and do you need them? And so you just really, you want to open up a conversation. You want to keep the freedom. You don't want to accuse. And you know what? You love your wife. I bet she's attractive. I bet she looks pretty darn good in those clothes and shoes. So don't be trying to take stuff away from her. Just try for the two of you to come to some type of agreement while leaving her flexibility. I know a couple, and this worked really well, both working. They each set up separate accounts, and it was the partners, none of their business as to what they spent on it. The one partner could not tell somebody what you can and cannot spend that money on. So that gives great freedom for someone to buy gifts for somebody else, gifts for themselves. So having maybe not a whole separate account, but money set aside for her to have her freedom that will make her happy. And I hope she does the same for you. So until next time, make your marriage great.